and welcome back to my channel. So I have a lot to talk about. First off, let's get started with the fact that my camera orientation sensor is broke. So you know how some cameras have that little screen that flips out and you can see yourself? Well, mine, I can see myself, but I'm upside down, so I really don't know how I look. All I know is that I probably look like a wet dog because I just took a shower, because I just had to take the Army PT test that I did not pass. Actually, no, I passed the run and the push-ups, I just couldn't get sit-ups. I'm really bad at sit-ups. But besides the point, today is going to be an informational video. I know I haven't filmed one of those in a long time, but I thought today would be a good day to do it because I have off. It is finals week. I'm taking some time to relax and de-stress myself. And what better way to do that than to sit down and talk to my audience here. Ooh. I'm still getting over a sick. I've been sick since August. I haven't been sick, terminally ill, since August, and it is now December and I'm still a wreck. But I'm trying to get videos out there. It's just really hard, like super hard, when you have school and then work right after and then a whole bunch of other stuff going on. So I just want to quickly brief you guys for my dedicated subscribers, like those who really follow me like that. If you are not a dedicated subscriber and you're here mainly for the purpose of the video, then I'll give you a little thing to skip to. But if you're a dedicated subscriber, then you might want to listen to this. These past couple months, obviously you guys can probably tell I haven't been posting much at all. Literally, it's gotten to the point where I'm posting monthly, which isn't me at all, like not at all. I just needed a mental break, and it's also very hard not living with my animals. So that's another thing. That's like that just blows everything out of proportion, the fact that I don't have them. So at this point where I'm at, like currently, I'm trying to find a place that allows pets so I can have all my animals back and just live on my own with them, because this isn't flying. I thought this would work out really well and I thought I'd be able to pose frequently and all this other stuff, but obviously that's not the way things turned out. So I have to change things up and get myself together. I wanted to take a break because I didn't, not that this was really a break, but it technically was. It's not that I didn't want to post, it's not that I didn't have the resources to post or anything like that. It's the fact that I definitely needed some time to myself. I needed to regroup and I needed to get back into my camera personality. I mean, off camera, I am the same person, but it's like, it was hard for me these past couple months to really get on camera and sit here and be my genuine bubbly self, because things have been rough. But I'm back again. Your girl is really trying here. Your girl is really trying here. And I want to do YouTube. This is what I love to do. This is what I wanted to do full time. And I think I kind of lost myself in a way. I think I kind of forgot what I was here to do. If you feel that, if you get what I'm saying. I forgot my purpose, you know? I just want to get that off my chest because I feel like I haven't had a heart-to-heart with you guys in a long time. And it's really weird looking at myself upside down. But hopefully I look presentable. Anyway, enough of the sentimentalness, if that's even a word. Today we're going to be talking about how to move with pets because I've done that nearly enough. Let's see how many times Taylor has moved this year with all the pets. So I moved from the one apartment to the other apartment, then I moved to my parents, then I moved back to the other apartment, then I moved back to my parents again, and now I'm here. So, well, actually I only moved the pets about 4 times this year, which is completely outrageous. I haven't lost any of them in the move, so I guess I'm pretty good at it. You know, this is really good selfie lighting. I'm sorry, I get distracted. All right, I wrote this down actually, because I had a notebook in class, and instead of paying attention like I should have done, I wrote a script. I don't know if you've noticed, but every time I hop on the camera, I come in like cold feet. I really don't have a script. I have no idea what I'm talking about. I just wing it every time. But this time, I'm well prepared. All right, let's get started. This is basically just my tips and tricks and how I move. I'm not saying this is the right way or this is the perfect way to move, but this is how I've done it and I've been successful every time. First point I want to make is it depends on how many pets you have and what kind of pets you have. So dogs and cats, you can put them in a crate or a carrier and they'll be good to go. Just put a blanket in there, maybe a toy, and they're fine. But reptiles and fish, you need to watch out for the water spilling all over the place, making sure they're in the right containers, making sure they're not sliding all over the place. So that's a whole different story. So I'm not gonna be really touching base on dogs and cats because it's pretty self-explanatory, and I would hope most of you don't have over like 20 dogs you have to carry, or that would be a lot of dogs to move, but good luck if you do. For reptiles and fish, your goal, reptiles, fish, I don't know about birds. I'm not a bird person, never had a bird before. For reptiles and fish, your goal is to keep them in containers that are comfortable enough for them, but not too big. So what I'm trying to say is you don't want to put your 2-inch gecko in a shoebox this big, or your gecko's going to be sliding around like however you're moving them. If you're moving them car, walking, it's going to be pretty impossible to hold them very still the whole time. They're going to end up bouncing around and moving around eventually, so you don't want them in a container that they're going to end up sliding around in and possibly get hurt, especially if you're the type to put decorations in there so they can be more comfortable, because that's what I always do. Like if I put Fitz in a shoebox, I'll usually put her blanket in there, and I'll put like, I don't really put anything in Fitz's. I put things in Calypso's though. Calypso's big enough. I usually get a smaller or thinner shoebox, and I'll put like a little piece of branch in there just so she could feel comfortable. So especially if you're the type to do that, you want to make sure it's smaller and compact, comfortable enough for them, but not too comfortable to where they'll be sliding around and moving and jumping everywhere. Make sure the container is at least double or triple the size of the animal itself. I mean, it's to your own discretion as well. I'm not going to say exactly double because it's probably a little more than that, but at least double or triple the size of them. But I'm pretty sure most of you can eyeball it. Let me see if I have like a something here. Well, I think I do have a shoebox. I'm gonna show you guys a prime example. This is a shoebox. I'm upside down, so I'm putting it lower, but this is a shoebox. Let's say I have a smaller animal, which I'm using as lip gloss. But say I have like a gecko, right? A baby gecko. Say I have Tamale. I wouldn't put Tamale in this big container because Tamale does not need to be in this big of a container. If I went to drive around with Tamale in this container, Tamale would be bouncing off the walls. Now, rather than if I have someone like Fitz, this is a more appropriate size container for an animal this big. About double or triple. They have room to move, but it's not to the point where if I, move around, they're not gonna jump off the wall. They're gonna slide around a little, but they're not gonna go crazy. When you're moving, you also wanna take into consideration your animal's stress factor. So if you know that moving stresses them out, you obviously have to keep that in mind. I know moving Fitz definitely stresses her out. Calypso, the rest of them, they don't really mind it at all, pretty much. But Fitz, it does tend to stress her out a little bit. She doesn't like being in closed spaces like that. So I always either, while I'm in the car with her, if I'm moving with somebody, I'll have them hold her or take her out, or I'll have her on the seat next to me and I'll make sure I have enough holes in there so she can at least see outside, because she really does not like being in a closed container like that. So whatever your animal's more comfortable with, I would suggest to give them a little space that they could be comfortable in for the ride or the walk, wherever you're moving them. That's also why I tend to put some of my animals, whichever animal I'm moving, I'll tend to put some of their decor or their blankets in with them so they have a little feel of home and they're not just in some box. So next I want to just go over the containers and crates that I think would be most suitable for the animals that I take care of and for the most pretty much common animals. So for dogs and cats, crates with padding can work. Crates, carriers with blankets. When I move Kit Kat, I'll put a blanket or a towel down in her carrier and I'll put her in there. That's what Lucky too. With Aries, I never put him in a crate. I always had him either in the seat next to me or in the back, so he was never really a problem. For lizards, small carriers actually work as well. If you guys watch me for long enough, you saw my old videos when I used to take Fitz to the vet. She was in a carrier with a blanket. So lizards like bearded dragons, bigger lizards, bearded dragons, iguanas, I'm guessing could work too. I'm not gonna count on it though because I've never moved with an iguana. This is based off of my experience. Carriers, like smaller carriers for kittens or whatever, they're good for bearded dragons as well. You can also put some decor in there, like I said, to make them more comfortable. It's all dependent on how you feel and the safety and comfort of your animal. Moving Mishu, my axolotl, is always the hardest because I feel like I never have a container wide enough but tall enough. So she's pretty difficult. I'd say for like longer fish, like if you have an eel, I'm guessing, or an axolotl or anything longer, you want to kind of find a container that's like a shoebox but not a shoebox, so maybe takeout containers, the ones that are probably like this. Fish and animals who are underwater, you kind of want to eyeball it. So, you have fish that are sensitive to rocky waters like axolotls. You want to make sure they're in a tighter container. The water's filled up to the top so it's not so shaky. But for fish and axolotls and stuff like that, Bags, fish bags, that's why anytime I get fish, I'll always wash the bag out and then save it just in case I have to move my fish again. So bags like that, and also Chinese food containers work really, really well. So takeout containers, they work perfect for fish. Just poke a few holes in the top and you're good to go. I normally don't put any decor in with the fish. I wouldn't suggest doing that either, just because water can move things around a lot easier than rather if it was just in a shoebox. So smaller animals such as hamsters and, you know, smaller mammals, I would recommend a shoebox for them as well. I put Charlie in a shoebox. He was good to go. So yeah, I mean, it's really not that difficult. It's also a lot about eyeballing it as well. So it's all up to you and what you feel comfortable with. You also want to make sure you don't suffocate them. So make sure if you have decor in with them or blankets, you don't want to suffocate them. Make sure you only have like one blanket or one towel in there and maybe one piece of decoration, or else it'll probably suffocate them, and they don't want to be in a small space and also with a bunch of things in that small space, because then they'll be extra suffocated. You also want to watch out for overstocking. Don't mix fish, so don't move your axolotl with your beta. Don't move your beta with another fish that you know is aggressive, or that will not end well. So don't overstock it like that. And also watch out for sharp objects. So make sure you're not putting any decor in there that you know might hurt your animals. Fitz has a bigger piece of log that I could put in with her in the shoebox, but I don't, mainly because if the car that I'm moving her in does move around a lot, that log is going to end up hitting her. And same with like Calypso and stuff. I'll never put them in with hard objects, because if it does move, I don't want it to hit them or injure them. So also be mindful of what you're putting in with your pets. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little video I put together myself. I'm sorry there is no pets to display here, but I'm in my apartment, so, but you get to see me. If you guys don't follow me on Instagram or Snapchat, I post my animals more on Snapchat. Like whenever I go over to my mom's, I'll tend to post some of my animals. My Snapchat is Taylor Crane YT, and then my Instagram is Taylor Crane, but with 4 E's at the end. So definitely make sure you follow me on the social. But other than that, that's the end of the video. So thank you guys for watching, and stay tuned for the next video.